This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
The views expressed by guests on this program do not necessarily represent the views of the host or owners of the Doggy Diva show and do not necessarily constitute endorsement of products. Medical information discussed by guests on this program are those of the guests and is only for informational purposes and should not replace medical advice by your local veterinarian professional.
Hi, this is Susan Marie from the Doggy Diva show. This week, cat games. There's an app for that. And keeping your pets active when it's cold outside. That's what's on our show this week. Let's get started.
Hey, did you hear that? What is that? It's the bark heard round the world. The Doggy Diva Show. Here's national award-winning author and animal advocate, Susan Marie.
Hi, welcome to the Doggy Diva show, the show for animal lovers. I'm your host, Susan Marie, and as always, I'm joined by my canine co-hosts, the Doggy Divas themselves, Francesca, Coco, and our newest little diva, Miss Olive. Miss Olive is the cute little Italian Greyhound rescue in the picture with the microphone. Thank you for joining us today as we bring the experts in the pet and animal world right to you. Contact us at thedoggydiva.com. That's the DOGGYDIVA.com. We love hearing from you. So go grab a cup of coffee and your pet's favorite treat, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There is no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms, and our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn, Stitcher, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Doggy Diva show. I'm here with Monica Leighton, president of Professional Pet Sitting, and one of our segments in Monica's Pet Tip of the Week is there's an app for that. We have a fun app today. And I have to tell you, Monica, I actually saw this app working in person with a friend of mine who has a cat. So can you tell us a little bit about these new cat games that are these apps that are available?
Absolutely. So cats can keep us endlessly entertained on their own. But sometimes you can struggle to keep your cats entertained. Toys are great, things of that nature. There's scratching posts, but sometimes it's fun for them and have a little more stimulation. And you can do that through some digital games. So they have apps that can work with your touchscreen, like an Android app, your phone. Some are exclusive to tablets. And they can offer just hours of fun and stimulation for your cat. A load of different apps out there, including like our little laser pointers, dots, fishing, painting. There's just so many different options out there for you to choose from, depending on what your cat's most stimulating objects are. But I have seen so many cats really enjoy these. And the majority of them are free to download. There are a few that have like a 99 cents or $1.99 fee, or some have prescription fees if you get like the really souped up ones. But the majority of them are really low in price and often free, and really, really can give your cat some good time for entertainment and keeping them occupied, especially some of our younger ones that have a lot of energy. So the first one I really liked, this is available on Apple and Android devices, and it's easily called Games for Cats. It's a free app. It's designed to use on the iPads, and it's very, very simple and user-friendly. So the main game is kind of like a traditional laser pointer that darts around the screen randomly, and it has like erratic movement and laser dot prompts so that your cat can chase it and swat at it. And then as they get through little different levels, they actually keep track of your cat's high scores. That way you can compare it with your friend cats and see who is getting the better scores there in their games. We know cats cannot resist laser pointers. So as they get through this game, that laser actually changes into a mouse, and then it will change into a butterfly. They have different rounds with different creatures, different stimuluses, and it really just adds a lot of interactive time for your pet. The next game that I saw that was very cool also was catfishing, and it's called Catfishing 2. This fish app is the classic cats loving fish, and it keeps cats busy for hours. They have three different levels, and those levels go up with the number of fish. So you'll start with one, then two, and then three as the levels go up. So the aim of the game is for your cat to catch as many fish as they can, and they can catch more fish. And as they do, the game becomes increasingly challenging. So the more active they are in the app, the more stimulation is added. That way they do not get so easily bored. So if they master one level really quickly, then they add in more and they keep up the stimulus level. So you can watch your cat try to grab and scoop at these fish with their paws. So it's a great distraction, absolutely free, and it's super easy for the cats to figure out and use. And then the third app I had found for today, so they have this app, it's called Fish for Cats 3D. So they say that this Fish for Cats is for more active cats. They have different levels of this game. So some cats, they say, will not play this game. And if they are not getting it, then they suggest starting at one of their slower ones called Mouse for Cats. And they even have one that's called Mouse and Cheese. So this manufacturer of these games has multiple games for cats. But this Fishing for Cats 3D is supposed to be for more active, more stimulated cats that really know their way around the iPad. So 3D fishing game for cats is not a simulator. The game brings new levels of fun for you and your cat. The cat could play with fishes, but their paw remains dry, of course. So the creator, like I said, has the three couple games, and as the cat fishes, they change colors. It throws out plankton, and some of the fish start to rest, some swim. So it's not just a fishing simulator where they just swim around and the cat tries to touch stuff. It actually changes the motions and changes the activity level to overstimulate the cats that get bored at some of those lower level games. So they have different options that they bring in. When they release the plankton, it stimulates more fish coming around, like a feeding time for fishes, which of course, more activity, more fish, more interaction for the pet.
Monica, I want to tell you that the cat that I saw, I was over at someone's house. I was there with Olive, and I hear this beep, 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 beep. And she's sitting talking to me, and I hear beep, 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 beep. And I go, is someone trying to text you? She goes, oh, no, that's my cat on my iPad. I go, well, what's he doing? And it was playing. The first time I went, it was kind of like an entry level game. The next time I went, it was on the 3D, the very advanced one. And he knew how to get himself into the next levels. I'm watching him. I took pictures on my phone of it. I couldn't believe it. He said, she ended up having to get him his own iPad because he wouldn't let her use her iPad because all he wanted to do was play these games. And it kept him busy for hours. I mean, I couldn't even believe it. That's why when I found out where we talked about cat games, I go, oh my gosh, I saw this in person, and it is so funny. I mean, it's amazing to watch the cats actually do this, and they take themselves into the next level, and it's like very funny.
They really keep entertained with it, and especially like with our kittens, they're so easily stimulated by stuff. It gives them a really good activity to kind of curb that enthusiasm and that kitten energy, and then they're not so destructive on other things. I mean, they have one, and of course, every game's going to be different for each cat. Some of them are going to have their own stimulation levels. It's also going to depend on your their mood, their preferred time of day for play, things of that nature. So even if you try it once and it's not their thing, try it again in another time in a different setting. The cat's running around and you give him the game and he's not interested, maybe wait till he's resting to try again. Certain cats get stimulated with different things at different times. One that I thought was really cool is they actually have one, and this one's only for Apple, but it's made for the iPad, and it's called Paint for Cats. And it has the little simulator where the cat chases things with his paws, but as it does, it creates little brush strokes. And then at the end, you can email yourself a picture of all the cat's brush strokes, and it turns into like an art project. And so you actually have like a painting from your cat by the end.
Oh, I'm going to tell my friend about that because I'm sure that her cat would be very Van Goghish on this.
But there's so many little great fun ones out there. But I definitely, wanted to share a couple. We will definitely share some more again because there's so many great fun stuff out there for our kitties. And with technology being what it is these days, they're always coming out with new cool things to make our life easier and more enjoyable. That's quick, instant. It takes a couple minutes to download an app and figure out how it works. So it's real fun, little on the go. And what I love about that is, like, for example, we have a tablet in our office. So what I've been doing is if we have a kitty appointment, we'll put the tablet out with the game. And if like they're waiting a couple minutes for the doctor to come in, stuff like that, some of them will actually enjoy it, and it kind of takes their mind off of where they are. Either they're in a new place, they're in a different environment. Some won't play, but they'll look at it, and it still can kind of draw that attention.
I think it's excellent. And I've watched as the cat gets bored with one game or one level, and then it has to go up to the next one, like it's waiting to hit so that it goes to the next level. These are genius ideas, and I thank you for bringing them to us because I think that people need to understand that there's an app for that. Keep your kitty busy.
There is, and they're so fun, and it's just it's really cute. I mean, even your computer screens, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many different things you can put up on the screen to let the cats enjoy. So many of my friends are like leaving on Animal Planet for their pets when they leave the house. Mm-hmm. There's just so many simple things that you can do to really keep them entertained.
I thank you very much. This is really, really great. And can you just name the apps that we talked about today in case people are looking to turn their kitty into a gamer?
Absolutely. So yeah, the couple that I talked about, the first one, when you go into your app stores, it's just called Games for Cats, and it'll come right up. And then we also talked about, it's made by GoCat, but it's called Cat Fishing 2. And then the one with the paint, that is Paint for Cats. And then the increased stimulation one for more advanced kitty gamers is the Fish for Cats 3D.
I love it. Well, Monica, as always, you bring us great information. And for those of you kitty parents out there, get your tablet ready because your cat's going to love it. So thank you so much, Monica.
Thank you. Have a great week.
You too. We'll be back in just a minute. Hello, everyone. Susan Marie and Miss Olive here to tell you about the award-winning 3-book series, The Doggy Diva Diaries. It is a trilogy of heartwarming and inspirational stories about Miss Olive, a lonely little rescue pup, hoping to find her forever family and friends and a life filled with love. In this series, Miss Olive learns that it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside, it's the kindness and love you have on the inside that counts. Available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other online booksellers. And please visit us at thedoggydiva.com for more information. Thank you, everyone. Coming up, some fun indoor activities for your pets. Stay tuned.
Molly, here's your dinner. Zeus, that's not your food.
Don't let that happen to your precious cat. Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and conveniently located on the cat tree. It's the perfect way to eat. It's a beautiful wrought iron tray that easily attaches to your cat tree and keeps dogs and other critters out of your cat's dish. A must for multi-pet households. There's a 6-inch tray for large bowls and a 4-inch tray for smaller bowls. Purchase your cat tree tray today. Go right now to cattreetray.com. That's cattreetray.com. cattreetray.com.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Doggy Diva Show. As a pet parent, I recognize the importance of keeping my 3 pups active, even maybe when the weather outside isn't so good. It's not like what we'd like, or definitely what they'd like. So with us today to tell us all about the importance of keeping pets active during weather that may be not so good outside, we have the Chief Marketing Officer of Bil-Jac Foods, Kim Gaebelein. Welcome, Kim.
Hi, thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, no. I mean, this is, I think, an important topic because whether the weather's cold, whether the weather's rainy, inclement, or whether we have to stay in, we still have to keep our pups active.
Yes, I mean, I think that that's really important because, one of the key pieces of being healthy is being active. And so even when the weather is, maybe not so great outside, you still want to be able to find some fun things to do on the inside, too.
Yes. Yeah. What are some activities that you can think of to do with your dogs inside when it's maybe not so good to take them outside and exercise?
Yeah, I mean, there really are a lot more things, when you start to think about it, that you can do inside with your dog to still stay a little bit active, So, for example, maybe you can even play some hide and seek. It's a great indoor game for dogs to stay active. You can, try playing it with a toy. So you might be able to take a room and hide the toy in the room and then have your dog try to find the toy. Or you can do that with treats, where you can hide a couple treats in the room and then have your dog, try to find those treats and, be encouraging them. And, they'll be running around. They'll be excited about trying to find them. You can play hide and seek in your hand even. About which hand is the treat in and be able to have your dog find it in your hand. So there's a variety of ways to be able to kind of get them excited about playing hide and seek. You can even make your meals for them a game. Maybe they'll think that they not so excited about working for it, but actually dogs don't mind working for their meals, and so that's kind of an instinctual thing that's happened over time, right? So they still have a little bit of that instinct. So buying one of those balls that you can put the food in, and then have them roll it around to be able to get the food out of the ball is a great way to be able to kind of keep them busy, while they're trying to eat their food.
They love it. I think it stimulates their mind as to how do I get it out?
Absolutely. Like it becomes a challenge, right? And so, it's not just a physical stimulation, but it's also a mental stimulation for them to kind of figure out how to get it out of there. And of course you want to make sure that you can help them kind of figure it out. But, so many dogs are so great at being able to do that. You could do it with a ball. You could do it with a puzzle game that they have out there. You could always hide the food in there. So there's a lot of different ways to be able to make that fun. But with a ball, they'll at least roll around and get a little bit more energy out. Certainly being able to play a little bit of tug, a little bit of tug rope is good. I think that that can be really fun. They use their whole body weight, right, to pull against you. And, you can use anything to play tug with. If you've got a rope toy, you want to just make sure that it's something that you want to use going forward, right? If you don't want to use a shirt, if, eventually you don't want them to use shirts around the house.
Because then they'll start using shirts.
Yeah, right. Or socks. I've seen that too. Like, let's use this as a sock. No, that's not your sock. That one's mine. So that can be a little bit more challenging. But you certainly, whenever you're tugging, I always remind people, don't get too aggressive, right? If they're snapping, those kinds of things, it's time to stop tugging, right? So you just want to make a nice light tugging, here and there for a few times. Then maybe you throw the rope, they go grab the rope, bring it back to you, and then you can tug a little more. So that's a great way to kind of get some interaction and fun going on. I love that you can, build a little obstacle course or, have some fun with some things inside to be able to kind of build your dog's agility. So you might be able to, for example, take a hula hoop, and you might be able to teach them how to jump through the hoop.
I love that.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
You could take a pool noodle. If you have a smaller dog, this might not work with a bigger dog, but with a smaller dog, you could take a pool noodle and a one of those boogie boards, that you can get at like the dollar store kind of thing, and you can actually glue or tape that half noodle. Just cut the noodle in half, tape it to the bottom of the boogie board, and sort of wobble back and forth, and then you can teach them how to go over an obstacle and stay before they get off of it, that kind of thing, just like you see the dogs do on agility on TV.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun. So there's always kind of some fun things to do. There's some cardboard boxes you could do. There's play tunnels. You could actually purchase, maybe you live in a cold weather area, you could actually purchase, a tunnel for them to learn how to go through the tunnel and, how to start at the beginning and go through and then go over to the next obstacle or jump through the hoop. So there's some really fun things you could put together by just doing some little DIY stuff at home to have a little agility course that you can practice with.
I love that. Now, why is it so important for us to exercise our dogs?
I think that, that energy level, that helps them kind of burn off, obviously, calories. So if they're not exercising, they have that potential to gain weight. Keeping their joints mobile, that whole moving around, the more your dog's moving around, the more that gives your joints the ability to kind of flex and kind of be oiled, so it's important to kind of keep them moving and keep them active, and it kind of helps with that as well. And then, there's also, as we were just talking about, the mental stimulation, right?
Yes.
It's really important for them to kind of be challenged and have new things to kind of be doing. Otherwise they could get bored, maybe not be as interested in doing things. Maybe they get a little down. I think dogs love to walk around the neighborhood. They love to be able to smell what's going on on everybody's lawn and that kind of thing. And so if they don't get to do that, that could be a little bit of a downer for them, too. And my favorite part about it is it gives you the chance to build your bond with them.
Yes.
It's another thing you do together, right? It's another way that you spend time together. And, when it's fun and interesting and it challenges them, I think they look forward to that time with you, and they look forward to spending time with you and being able to learn and enjoy.
Obviously, we have to keep them nutritionally sound. What are the preferred dog food, dog treats that kind of keep our pups happy and healthy?
Yeah, well, I know at Bil-Jac, we have a wide variety of foods. So depending on your dog's age, your dog's breed mix, we have a different food for them, right? So we have picky foods, we have sensitive foods, we have foods for adults and puppies. So we have wet food, those kinds of things. We have all kinds of things that you can choose from that would be appropriate for your dog. And what makes us different really is that we use 25 pounds of fresh chicken to make a 30-pound bag of our adult foods and our puppy foods. And so we really feel like that's really critical to getting the protein, right, that protein nutrition that your dog needs to be healthy. And we slow cook that food, right, to be able to make it, because that helps to protect the nutrition, right, those nutrients that we start with in that fresh chicken. That slow, gentle cooking helps to protect them so that they're as available as they can be when your dog is eating them. So that's really important. And I think, as you're thinking about having some activities inside and treating your dog, right, you want to make sure that you're not, treating them with junk, because you work real hard. You might get a real nice, healthy premium dog food to be able to feed your dog so that they are healthy, but then you don't want to load them up with a bunch of junky treats, right? So you want to make sure that you're feeding a nice high quality treat, one that has a protein as one of the main ingredients. I know we use chicken liver in our training treats. And so, you want to make sure if you're giving them a few treats, because maybe you decide that you want to do some indoor training with them, right? That's a good time to also do some training using some of our training treats, like our little jacks or our breakfast jacks or our dessert jacks. And we even just have slim jacks out now, which are low-fat treats. Those are all real, smaller sized treats. You could break them in half, give them to them, a couple of times, and you can really feel good about what you're giving them as you're treating them and as they're learning and having fun and having a yummy treat.
We bring up the treats, and of course, all the listeners, and you hear me say it all the time, how I love the little jacks. And I bring the dogs to the studio with me, so they know as soon as I'm done that they know where I'm walking to, but I just have to open the top, and you're right, it's made with the chicken liver. There's like such a savory scent to it. It's like I totally get their attention. They're totally like, okay. And they love those treats. And I have 2 really little dogs and then 1 medium dog, and it's the perfect size. And also, I'm not giving them a bunch of things that are not necessary for their diet. They also help to keep them like a little lean. I have dogs that have to be lean, so they're great for their weight. Of course, with Olive, with her 3 legs, I can't have any extra weight on there. And I actually talked to my vet when we first got Olive, and so she said, you can't give her treats that'll cause her to gain weight. And when I had brought in your treats, she said, that's perfect because of the low calorie, it's high protein. There's not a lot of extra stuff in there. So I love the Little Jacks. It's like something that I give 4 paws up to. Me. I mean, you have all the different ones that taste so yummy.
Yeah, well, I know that my dog, Blizzard, he loves them too, and we get such great feedback from pet parents about how motivating those treats are. Like you said, they just get one whiff of them. We've talked about me bringing them home in my purse or whatever, or bringing something home from work to try. And Blizzard's like, oh, there's something in your purse. I'm like, oh, hi, I'm home. He's like, well, there's something in your purse.
That is so funny. I don't.
It really
I know what it is.
It can be fun. You want to treat them. You want to give them something special that they are excited about, right? It's a treat.
Yeah.
But you don't want it to necessarily, you don't have to tell them that it tastes good and it's good for them too, right? You don't have to tell them that part.
No. And when you're home and you're forced to stay, you're inside and you're like going, okay, well, they will do these little, whatever it is that I need for them to do. If they know that there's a reward and all I have to do is open up the package and they smell what the reward's going to be, I get everybody's attention. So I personally love them. And also, as we talked about with your food, you have the ratio of chicken in the food. It's never changed. It's something that's a stable, and it's so good for the dogs. So this is something that I believe that people should look into, want to learn more about. Where can they go to learn more about Bil-Jac food and, of course, those yummy treats?
Yeah, the best place to start is really our website. It's probably the most comprehensive. It's Bil-Jac.com. It's BIL-JAC.com. And we have information about all of our food and treats, our joint formula, our probiotic spray, all those things are out there to be able to learn about. But we also have a lot of articles for pet parents. So we have a big blog under our pet parents bar, and there's information in there about, it could be something like how to trim your dog's nails, or it could be information about, nutrition. It could be about activities and like doing things like indoors, like we're just talking about today. So there's lots of information out there to be able to find. And then we also have a really great store locator. So you can, choose if you're looking for treats, if you're looking for food, if you're looking for our frozen food. No matter what you're looking for, you can kind of check the box and we can try to help you find a store very quickly in your area. We want to try to make it as easy as we can for you to be able to do that. So we have fun putting together our Best Friends Club e-newsletter too. So under our Pet Parents tab, you can also sign up for our Best Friends Club newsletter. We send it out once a month, and it has 3 or 4 articles in it that are the articles we were just talking about. That could be just nutritional stories. It could be information about new products that we have coming out. Or it could also be just some fun, things that we're all interested in learning about, like is your dog colorblind or does your dog snore? Those kinds of fun things to be able to learn about too. So there's lots of information on the website to start with.
And I always say, being a pet parent for many, many, many years, I always think that I understand and I know everything, or I'm aware of a lot. And you guys always have something that I go, oh, wow, yeah, I forgot about that. Or, yeah, I didn't even know that. So for pet parents who are new to pets, you're going to find everything you wanted to know. And for those pet parents who are seasoned, such as myself, you may learn something new. So, and Kim, you're also on social media. What are your social media platforms?
Yeah, we're on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. Those are probably some of our primary ones. We have lots of videos out on YouTube as well. So if you're looking for some inspiration for that indoor training we were talking about earlier, you can go out there. We've got some really great videos from Joel Silverman out on YouTube on our channel to be able to 3 to 5 minutes just trying to learn how to train your dog, and he gives you some great tips, and you can get started without any issues. So lots of information. Come out and interact with us on our social media. We love to see pictures, hear about how your dog's doing, and if you're learning some new tricks with your dog, then share those with us too. We'd love to see those.
Well, Kim, thank you for being our guest today and for sharing such helpful information with our listeners on the importance of keeping our pets active regardless of what the weather is outside. So I thank you so very much, and you have a great week.
Thank you too, and have fun doing a little bit of that indoor fun.
I think we will. Thank you so much. We'll be back in just a minute.
Pet Life Radio, the #1 pet radio network on the planet, joins forces with iHeartRadio to put the power of your pets in your pocket. Awesome! Download the iHeartRadio app and rock Pet Life Radio on your phone, on your tablet, on your Xbox, in your car. Pet talk, pet tunes, and fun pet times. Pet Life Radio and iHeartRadio. Positively Possum.
We would like to thank our guests this week. And also, as our Doggy Divas always say, please love your pets because they love you unconditionally. And please remember to adopt, foster, spay, neuter, and microchip. And as always, please have a great Diva week, everyone.
That's all for this episode of the Doggy Diva Show. To find out more, go to our website, thedoggydiva.com. Also, find us on our Facebook page, The Doggy Diva Show, and tell your fellow dog lovers about it. Don't miss Susan Marie, Miss Olive, and the Doggy Divas right here for the next episode. See you again soon.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.